Alright, so a lot of people hit me up asking me to review the latest Fairy Tail OVA, and I've been wanting to talk about more Fairy Tail stuff recently, and, you know, besides the manga, of course, so I decided, okay, I'm going to watch it and review it. I've seen it with a couple of my buddies, and I got to start off by saying that on an entertainment level, on an enjoyment level, I had a blast with this one. It was very entertaining, funny, it had a lot of different, you know, just cool vibes to it on an entertainment level. On a quality level, not so much. Pretty much, if you're coming into this expecting crazy battles, continuation to the story, etc., you're going to be disappointed because it doesn't provide any of that. Yes, in a way it's a continuation because this is literally a manga chapter after where the anime ended. So if you don't want to read the manga and you want to watch the anime, you want to get all the material that was from the manga, then technically, yeah, after the anime ends, you can watch this because it's a continuation. But it literally provides absolutely nothing towards the series itself. You get a little bit, about 20 seconds altogether throughout the entire OVA of the mysterious hooded person, and that's pretty much it. Other than that, you don't really get anything that is content worthy. You don't get any fights. You don't get anything, you know, that pertains to the story. It's really just entertainment. You get laughs, you get fan service, and by the way, stressing on the fan service. Fan service is what I'm talking about. This OVA is very fan service heavy, so if you don't like fan service and it really pisses you off, then don't watch this one because it's very heavy on fan service and laughter. So, like I said, on an enjoyment level, I had a blast. On enjoyment alone, I'd give it maybe like 8 out of 10 because it was just freaking hilarious. Quality-wise, as a whole, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10, and that's an average rating, because I usually go by my anime list when I'm looking at it. Like, 5 out of 10 is what they call average, and I would say this is about average, because, you know, you get entertainment, and for an OVA, because you can't really expect too much from an OVA, it's rare that you get really high-quality stuff from an OVA nowadays, so it was an entertainment, you know, it was enjoyable. It was technically from the manga, but it doesn't provide anything that you would want. So again, if you're coming into this for some serious fairy tale action, you're not going to get it. I repeat, you are not getting that. But if you're coming to it for jokes, you want to see some fan service, you want to laugh, there you go. One of the things I felt that this OVA did do right is the pairings, because a lot of the times in shonen anime and shonen manga, they never really focus on the relationships aspects. And, you know, while that is definitely a minuscule factor when you're looking at a shonen battle series, for the most part, it still is something interesting that you like to know, like, you know, all aspects of the characters and everything going on around them. So with this OVA, I felt as though they provided a little bit extra on that, which is pretty cool. Like, you know, you get to see a little more of the development between Erza and Jalal, and that moment where he is squeezing them balloons, and she was like, hey, it's alright. You can tell that she wants Jalal, and Jalal, he really, and I've said this in a previous Fairy Tail episode review months back, but he really needs to step up and stop acting like a little 12-year-old Tsunayoshi Sawada from Hitman Reborn, because he needs to stop. Grab that woman, dog. Just grab her. You know, you got Elfman and Evergreen. Like, that's one of the things, I guess, in shonen manga in general that I don't like, is, like, it feels very unrealistic. Like, why are you hiding with an attractive woman and you don't want people to know that you're dating her? Just do you, dog. Just have a good time. That's really one of the things that I just was, like, looking at it, like, you know, the funny stuff with the relationship thing, you know, the whole triangle with Gray, Leon and Jubia, that was pretty cool to see, but that's really, I guess, the best aspect of the entire OVA is the relationship part, where they're focusing in more on, you know, this one likes this one, and, you know, showing a little bit of the bonding of the characters to see maybe in the end we might get some relationships out of it, and that'll be pretty cool just to get on the romantic side, see where the characters are at and what they're doing, and it just gives it a little bit more of a real world feel with the characters to see relationships like that. So on that aspect, that's probably the strong points of the entire OVA. If it's giving you any content whatsoever, is definitely that it's showing the characters and their romance life and their private lives, and a little bit of where that might, you know, lead in the future of the series. So, and since this is canon, it's also a plus. If you've seen the OVA, let me know what you thought of it. Did you get a laugh out of it? I think it's just overall good that we're getting more Fairy Tail animated. Even if it's something like this, I think that it just gives us a little bit more hope that we'll eventually get the anime back. So after this, maybe, hopefully, they'll do another OVA on Gildart's little trip down, trying to get chicks and falling all over the place, and then maybe the anime will come back. But again, overall, this OVA had a blast, laughed. Quality-wise, it really wasn't anything to write home about. It wasn't anything special. In fact, you can call it downright below average if you look at it just on quality alone. But you mix it with entertainment value, and you get a 5 out of 10. That's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up for fan service, because that's what you got with Fairy Tail OVA 5 Ryuuzetsu Land. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, Lucy for the motherfucking win. You know what I'm saying, people. You know.